You,
I,
you bite the hand that feeds you.
I'm
Every
arguing.
time.
I'm arguing with you because I need 300 hours to do all this stuff to put it together,
Well, then,
and you want it done in less than 20.
then what you should do is you should design something that somebody's going to need to look at in 2 years, because that's what it's gonna take you to do it. It probably will be perfect then, but right now, we don't have 2 years, or 3 years, or 6 months. We have not even 28 days. So it's okay if you can't get it done in that time, because you do everything perfect the way.
I can get it done. I can't get it done for you because you want it done in 20 hours. And the thing about it is, you couldn't even work because I was sick. But anyways,
But what I'm saying is,
you're a problem on, you're not getting along with me. Well, we have to do this, but it's work. You can't just do it.
so,
So what's your answer to the deal?
Well, I'm still working on it.
And you do whatever you need to do, and we cut you a check for $150,000.
No. First of all, there's no check cutting until after you get the things, and then you're going to decide what you're going to do. So there's going to be a bid come out. The bid will come out. I'm saying 350,000, but if we open the alley up, and you're going to have to do a city meeting, and then we'll have to open up the alley and go into the main plumbing. So backhoe, tear the sidewalk up, you're talking another $85,000 to go into the back, because when the road came through, they tore all that up. And then you have extra easements,
Okay, so hold on now. Why are we even discussing this?
because that's part of what the building might cost if they're.
Okay, so why isn't that just in the plan saying, if we need to do this, this is what this is gonna cost? These are the bids.
You have to do a plan, but you have to do a plan. You can't just say, "Oh yeah, if we have this, we'll do that." The state's just going to say, "Okay." No, you have to have a plan. You have to have it written up. You have to have it drawn up. You have to have the amount of money it costs, and you have to have what.
Okay, so all this would be part of our grant, correct?
Right.
Okay, so are you gonna get all this put together? Are you gonna do it yourself, or are you gonna get bids from other contractors?
Well, I'm going to do it all myself because I'm the general contractor. But
So you know
I-
the process.
I know, but I will get some. Go ahead.
So you know the process for that.
Right. And what I know is, if we have to do this, then we're gonna have to add that in there. But yeah, and that's same
You
with.
know the process in the States, or you know the process in Germany?
I know the process, and I know how it's gonna work. But what you will do the right of way is what.
You don't need a right of way.
Well, it's called an APE, is what you need, and it's area of potential effect, and that is one of the areas that have to be in there. And you would actually have to have some kind of right of way or town permit because you're going into the.
There already is town permit. So this is how I think that you're going by German rules, regulations. We don't have the same thing in the US. So I can tell you, after working in the past where I've dug up sewers, all you have to have is a bond with the city, and all you have to do is, which is easy, got one. It's $100.
You got one. I don't have one. Now I don't know the bond. I'm not tearing it. I'm not tearing it up. I'm going to do a bid on it.
Okay, but I'm telling you what it costs to have other people do it here. Because Maynard's done it, I've helped Maynard, we've worked together, and I can tell you what the permit process is.
Okay, then you can do that. You could actually do the bid on it.
Okay, so that's why I want you to use bids from other contractors, because you really don't know how to do bids. Let's say cupping.
No,
Because
I do all the bids, and then the backup bid will come from the other guy. So, like, I did the bids for the windows. Okay, now the windows for me were not as much as Mitch, but anyways. But
so do you understand? So then that puts us upside down. Because the contract that you want us to go with would have been less than what a local contractor would do.
no, well, the local contractor ain't doing what I want done. And he would, so he probably would change it, but at this time, I haven't decided if we're gonna put that in there yet or not.
So why wouldn't you get bids from all the contractors? Take the highest number, take your high number and their high number, and use that as the scope of work, and this is what we're going for. Rather than you saying, okay, this is how I would do it, this is how Mitch is gonna do it. Granted, mine is cheaper, but we don't know if you're gonna be here, we don't know if we're gonna do it your way. Whereas Mitch works here, he's been here, he's contracted, he has business here, we know he's gonna be here, he would do it for that price. So, as a building owner, when this actually gets all approved, we don't want it to be, well, say you decide to go up and go back to Aspen for the summer, and you're gone because you wanna go concerts or whatever you wanna go. Now we have to figure it out. So now we're trying to take the numbers that you put together, which we don't know where they're from or the process. But if all the bids were in there from local contractors, now we can just say, yeah, we're gonna do that. Here's the bid you gave us. Do it
I know, but I'll bid them out later. So I'll,
But do you understand what I'm saying, that your bid was lower than Mitch's? So even though you bid it out later, now we have this difference between your bid and Mitch's bid, which Mitch was higher, so now who covers that between you and Mitch?
right, and here's the problem is you don't actually know what Mitch is doing, because this situation, when you do the front, you have to do the bottom and the top, and so you have to do roofing, and then you have to do all the front stuff. So, yeah, putting this all together it takes a little while. And here's the problem is we can't leave all that the way it is because it's already starting to fall down. It's not going to make another 20 years.
Right.
So all that stuff has to be stripped off, which costs money, and all has to be put back on. So yeah, but that wasn't in the bid because that's not what you were doing. So
Mitch's bid.
no, Mitch didn't bid that either.
Right. Mitch just bid the windows.
Right.
Okay, so now we have a window bid. Okay.
Yeah, you have a window bid. Yeah, window.
So that's one piece of the puzzle. So now we need.
I know, but that's not the piece of the puzzle because there's more to that front than just that window bid.
I know.
Okay.
Now, just listen. That is one piece of the puzzle. This is basically a big puzzle because one person isn't going to do everything. Because now listen. Because you can't do electrical because you're not an electrician. You're not a plumber. You can't do plumbing. So you have to get bids from these people to do this stuff.
Well, I have to calculate it and pay them what they would take. Yes.
Okay, so, and this comes back to that whole thing. So you say you're going to calculate it.
Right.
Well, you already told me that your bid compared to Mitch's and yours, you were lower. He was higher.
Yeah, my scope's a lot different than his.
Well, I know, but like I said, if this grant goes through and all of a sudden you're not here, well, now we have to go with this bid that has your lower price on it. Who makes a compensation between what your price was and what Mitch's? Say it's $20,000. So we have
No, it's
So now I gotta come back and say, well, Mitch,
No.
we're not gonna do your price, but I had this other guy do this, and he said he can do it for this, so I want you to do it his way.
right,
He's not here,
right.
but I want you to do it his way.
It's all in the scope of the work. Okay, so whatever they're doing, you have to write it down, and it has to be, yeah. So it's written down so you can understand it, and they're not going to let you. They're not going to let you cheat on him. You know, you're going to have to do a bid for the Outback, and you'll have to figure out. Most towns that have a right of way, then you have to block the.
There's existing right away. All allies have.
Because they're very strict on blocking the alleyway, the traffic control, and everything it takes to dig that up. Actually, you could do that because I don't have that.
Yeah, it's quite easy, I think.
Don't.
And I've done it before, so I mean,
It's not quite easy when you're putting it into the whole bid because I don't know what it costs.
right, so
I know everything else, but I don't know that.
that's why you get quotes from other people.
Well, if I need a quote, yes, but I don't. I've had dozens of quotes, so I already know what I'm doing. Okay,
But
I already know what the.
so I'm gonna go back to this window thing again. who pays for that extra $20,000?
What extra 20,000?
So, okay, you say the windows are 80,000, Mitch says it's 100,000 to do. All
No,
this
I'm
grant-
saying they're 12,000, but
Okay, now just go with this number, because they're easy numbers, okay? That's all I'm saying is numbers. They don't mean anything, they're just numbers. You say 80, he says 100. $20,000 difference.
right.
This grant goes through, everything's going, you're not here. You're not here anymore. You're not the general contractor, who knows? We get in a fight, you leave, we fire you, whatever. So now there's this $20,000 difference.
There's no difference because I don't have the job. Mitch took it.
Well, there's no money there. There's no grant money for that extra $20,000 because it wasn't put in there.
Well, it depends on which bid you take. But
so here's what I want. As a building owner and the people that are paying for this, I want bids from all our local contractors that have been here and that we know that are gonna be here. Because we know in 2 years, they're still gonna be here.
Yeah, but you don't have your scope of work yet. You don't know anything. It takes too long. It's just
Okay, so,
you're wasting time.
so basically what you're doing is you keep spinning this in a circle.
Well, no, I'm trying to make. I got to make a bid for the whole thing. Now, if I bid it wrong, then it's right. And I told Mother, I said it was $100,000 for the front here, just off the top of my head. And this is how good I know my numbers because Mitch came back with 120,000, and that's for a front pit for a front. So I mean, I already know. I've built a lot of stuff, and I know what I'm doing and going to have to do, and. Yeah, you guys don't have any choice but to take me, actually, because no one else will show up. And that's the problem with all the other stuff, no matter how much you pay them. But if you listen to me, I save you money, because we are building here, but if you don't do this and do this, you save money. And whatever happened over here on this side it's a problem. And once the Shopwell guy comes, he's not going to say tear it out, but Shippo. Shopwell. But, whatever they did, the electricians, more or less, they did it all. They should have just left it kind of how it was, and that's the bigger problem. And same with the, I don't know about the plumbing. I have to look into the pipes, but yeah. And what we're going to end up getting here is Apex, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Instead of going, because all the plumbing's been cut up, everything's been cut up.
Yeah.
So, and whoever started it already has it. Nothing's. It's all kind of temporary. And at this time, we could rip everything out, put it back in, but. When you're putting something in, you have to put it in a special way so it holds, and it hasn't been done that way. So I mean, whatever is down there, I think we should just leave it. And here's what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get this so you have a little bit of a decision. So we don't have to do the windows in front. I don't think you want to spend 140. Well, it's actually probably going to be almost 200,000 for the front. And
so here's how I see it.
but because that's the big deal, okay?
Okay, now hold on. This is how I see it. If there's grant money to pay for, I don't know what the percentage is.
The highest you can get is 50.
Okay.
No, no.
Right. So
Yeah, and some of them are 25.
I think you always put a bid together to do it the way the historical wants it, and it all comes down to how much grant money you get. So you always put the high price in there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
And you can get it cheaper, but it depends.
So you always put the high price in there,
Right.
because that's what you're going for. So that's why you're saying you don't want to do it that way.
No, I'm doing it. I'm doing a retail bid.
He's trying
So-
you're not bid, so it's expensive, but we can probably do it for less, he's saying.
No.
So then that's money you save.
Yeah,
That's what you told me.
right. You cannot pay me as much as it should be.
So, just cut to the chase and do the bid and stop worrying about all the rest.
How long does it take to do a highway project?
Well, that's why we only do the right of way. We don't do all that other stuff.
I know. How long does it take? It still
I
takes.
don't care. I'm over it.
Okay, well, it's the same thing here.
I'm going in circles and I can't go anymore.
No, it's the same thing here. Is I have to do each parcel is one of these things. I got to look at the trim. I got to look at this. I got to fix the floor. I got to write a scope. I got to do an energy assessment. I got to do multiple things for every little thing. I got to fix the wall. I got to
I
lay.
wish you would have something where you could show what you've been doing. 'Cause
No, I have. I do.
I'm not saying.
No,
that
you can't
have-
see what I'm done right here.
Exactly.
Right here.